You guys have seen 3 of the Big Four, and I know you've seen Connecticut on TV.
Right.
How would you rank them?
Great question. I think Baylor is still #1. What's that? Oh, he said you've seen 3 of the Big Four in terms of women's basketball. The Big Four being Baylor, UConn, Notre Dame, and Stanford. We've played now 3 of those 4. So he asked, how would you rank them? And I would say Baylor to me, when Odyssey Sims is healthy, which she has been since Stanford beat them when she didn't play. She played like 4 minutes in that game and she got hurt. Baylor is still the team to beat. Brittany Griner is a game changer, and Odyssey Sims is probably the best all around. And I say this with all due respect to Skylar Diggins, everybody else. She is probably the best multi-purpose, grittiest, toughest guard that there is in the country. There's nobody tougher than she is. She's tough physically, she's tough mentally. So when those 2 players are going, they've got great pieces. I would put them 1. UConn and Notre Dame that's, you talk about a photo finish for me. That's very, very hard to call. I know Notre Dame beat them at UConn, so you might want to give them a slight edge. But I think UConn, talking to this WNBA coach early this morning, they've got 4 or 5 WNBA players on that roster right now. So I would maybe just give them a slight edge, but barely. But again, that's either way. And then I would put Stanford, at the end of that. So that's how I'd rank those folks.
Just given we're kind of in the SEC, can you compare the different coaching style now that was passed on here? So what's it like now?
With our coaching style, like with Holly?
Yeah, he's been on a different, head coach mentality. I mean, is it much different from Pat's, or is it the same?
There's a lot of similarities. People, you'd be, I don't know if you'd be surprised, but so many similarities in terms of how we do things, the expectation. What I think has changed a little bit is Holly has really kind of gone back to where Pat was several years ago, and a lot of it is it's primarily personnel driven. What we had when we had a bigger, more physical team, we didn't play as fast. And now Holly has, because we're a little bit more, we're not as big as imposing physically as we've been, but we're a little bit longer, a little bit more athletic. So Holly's gone now. We're pushing tempo a lot more, and people have. I've gotten a lot of comments from coaches, former players, people around the league. They can tell we're definitely pushing tempo, playing faster. We're pressuring a little bit more defensively. We're getting out in passing lanes and doing that. So style that way is a little bit different. We've opened up our offense a little bit more. We're and again, right now, we don't have that one. You can't say, oh, here's a Kodak All-American right here. So what we're doing is we're trying to maximize the strengths of several people as opposed to kind of playing through 1 or 2 people. So those would probably be the changes. But in terms of other things, oh my gosh, there's so many similarities between the 2 philosophically that people would notice a big difference that way,
And the other thing is, I know y'all played 3 of the 4. Do you think that UConn might come back there?
I don't think right away. I think Holly will respect Pat's, position on that for a while. I think that's still some time off. And the way it looks, we may end up meeting them at some point in an NCAA tournament. I think that's enough for Holly at this point. But I don't want to speak, too far down the road. But right now, I think she's, going to be always very respectful of that position that Pat last took.